Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is a $1,700 PC that we built in the last video. If you haven't seen it, check the description down below. You can see the process that we built it. But there was a slight oversight on my part during the build in which I was trying to put this RTX 2070 by MSI, the MSI Armor, into this case with this configuration, and it was too long by about half an inch. So in this video I want to do whatever it takes to put this RTX 2070 into this case with the same configuration and try to give you guys an idea of how this PC will perform with this RTX 2070. Alright guys, let's get on with the video. Now, there is an RTX 2070 that does fit in this case, and I've left it in the description down below so you don't have to go through any of this crap. And you can have this same configuration with the same amount of power and no problems whatsoever. This is the EVGA RTX 2070 Black Edition, and it fits perfectly because it's about an inch shorter. So if you want to do this configuration, go ahead and make sure you buy that EVGA graphics card instead of this one. But feel free to take this video as a measure of how it will perform with this overall config. Now let's get back to the video. Now in order to install the card, I'm going to have to do two things. Firstly, we need to remove the front panel, and then we need to move the fans from the cooler to the front of the case. Now this is going to make it so we can't close the front panel, so this is going to be a temporary solution just to show you guys what this card can do in this case and in this configuration. Remember, if you want to get the right model, please check the description down below because I have the right model that you need to get so you don't have to do any of this that I'm doing now. Now the original configuration for this PC was the Ryzen 7 2700, the RTX 2070, and 32GB of 3000 MHz RAM. So now that I have the RTX 2070 installed, I can show you what it can do in games. Let's go. All the tests that we did today are at 1080p max settings, alright? Now the first game on our list is Apex Legends, which you can get comfortably 100 to 120 FPS all day. Next game on the list is Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which you can get between 80 and 100 FPS. Next up is Destiny 2. Now Destiny 2 is one of those games that not many people play, but I personally enjoy, and we were able to get between 100 and 110 FPS no problem. Next up is Overwatch. Overwatch is generally considered a light title, and we were able to get 120 to 130 FPS all day long on this card. Next up is Fortnite. Fortnite is just one of those games that just won't go away, and personally I've enjoyed it for a while, but we were able to get 130 to 150 FPS no problem. Next up is Witcher 3. Witcher 3 I consider to be one of the most beautiful games on PC still to this day, and we were able to get around 90 to 100 FPS no problem. Now, here's to hoping that we might be able to run this game on this RTX 2070 for the new Cyberpunk game, but I can't make any promises, as it is said to be a very graphically intensive game and a heavy title, so we'll see. Now, in regards to synthetic benchmarks, I just wanted to show you guys what Cinebench looks like on this processor, and we were able to get a score of around 3200. Now, obviously, if you overclock or decide to swap out for the Ryzen 7 3700X, this will be much higher, but you know, we'll leave that to you. Now, we cannot finish this video without talking a little bit about ray tracing. On the synthetic benchmark Port Royale, we were able to get a score of around 5055, and considering how heavy this test is, I'm pretty happy with the results. Now, next on the list, we have Battlefield 5 with ray tracing and DLSS active. And in this test, we can see around 60 FPS stable, which was pretty good, but I was able to notice some noticeable blurring or, you know, some missing details in the background. So I decided to fire up the test again, but without any RTX or DLSS active, and the difference is pretty big. Now we're running around 90 to 100 FPS, and you can notice that the image is much sharper and much cleaner. And personally, I do prefer no RTX as to having the RTX active. Not only do you get more FPS, but the image is cleaner and sharper. And global illumination is still very, very good, so I have no complaints. Now guys, this is the end of the test. I just wanted to point out that you could tell that the card is being pushed to its limit. If you go back and watch, you'll see that in most cases, the card is over 90% utilization, which is a good sign. That means that this processor, the Ryzen 7 2700, is doing a very good job of pushing this card to the limit. And personally, I'm very happy with how it performs. Now guys, remember, this PC is meant to be the ideal configuration for the new Ryzen 7 processors, a base platform, if you will, for the future processors, in which you can simply swap out or build it in the future. If you want to see the original build video, check the description down below, as well as all the parts and things that we used in this build. So guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Bye bye.